Okay, what's their biggest concern right now if you're the Harris team?
Well, look, I think it's a couple things. The early vote numbers are a little scary, and you and I have been texting back and forth. Republicans didn't do what they did last time. Last time Trump said don't early vote, and so they didn't. Republicans do have an advantage in early vote numbers. When the early vote come in, it's going to look a little bit different than 2020, and that's scary.
That's scary, Rich Baris.
Yeah. Look, he's admitting something publicly that, honest, from everyone that I've spoken with that has plugs to this campaign, they'll admit it privately. They'll say, look, we know we didn't do well in the early vote. But their argument is basically, and this is, you don't want to do this. It kind of sounds like Trump's campaign in 2020. Don't worry, it's all going to break for us because all of these factors are going to fall in line. There's going to be so much women. Women are going to put us over. Well, we can see now that that's a very shaky proposition. Two, also that they think Republican women and indies in specifically are going to give it to them. But here's the kicker, all right? And I know it's very, very small sample size of actual votes, but the bottom line is that really didn't happen in Dixville Notch. Those Haley voters voted for Trump. That really didn't happen in Guam. It didn't happen in the Northern Marianas Islands. So, I mean, maybe that's different. It's a very small sample, but I mean, that's a lot to ride your campaign on. And then also, I don't know if you had Victor on yet to talk about Nevada, or if I'm a little bit before or a little after him, but
no, I just,
he's gonna come on.
I just want to interject.
Yeah.
And ABC News just leaked this. Their some internal Republican model.
Yeah,
Republicans model Wisconsin has Trump up 1.5 in Wisconsin. I think it might be BS. I'm just saying, don't sleep on Wisconsin. But yeah, go to Nevada, please. If you live in Wisconsin, find every human being to go vote right now. You can win Wisconsin with the White House. Please, Rich.
I mean, Wisconsin could be the key to all of this. I mean, typically these states vote together, but we'll see. The problem also with that argument is that as Republicans have registered more voters in states like Nevada, the registration game is not sexy, but it's very important. And when you see turnout disparities like we're seeing in Nevada right now, everyone expected Democrats in Clark to vote at a higher rate, but they're not voting at their level like outperforming their level or their share of the vote outstanding. And Republicans are, right? So when that happens, what can typically go down is that not only are your voters more energized, but your independent leaning voters are more energized. These are people who are registered as other or unaffiliated. And we all, we call them independents, but the truth is independents are made up of mostly people who don't have a partisan registration, but they have partisan leanings, a small share that says they don't agree with either party, and then a smaller share that says that they have, something in common with both. And when you see these turnout disparities, it's possible she could do it, Charlie. But to hitch your wagon to this idea when independents could, in the end, in like Washoe, turn out to actually lean to Trump, because they're going to vote for Trump in the rurals. The other numbers that you see being reported on the hour, in places like Elk and, these other counties, they're going to vote for Trump, right? In Clark, Indies typically votes for Democrats. I mean, Washoe, we don't know. I mean, they voted for Lombardo and they voted for against by a hair, but against Laxalt in 22. So they split their vote in Washoe, those other voters. So
I have family members. I have family members in Washoe, Rich, that have done the same.
All right, so let's. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're key. Yeah, I'm just going to say, now we just got the update in Washoe, and Republicans have maintained an election day. They went into election day in Washoe County with an early vote lead, and they now have just maintained, slightly expanded it by a few votes to 1,000. I think it's like 1,090 net over Democrats. So if their whole presupposition is that those voters are going to vote for her, and that's going to put her over, man, that sounds shaky to me. That sounds like the Trump campaign in 2020 trying to convince me that their election day vote is going to come in so big on election day, it's going to overcome Joe Biden's lead. And as you know, better than most, you're in Arizona. They called it for Joe Biden immediately because his lead was so big. I don't agree with that call, but it's hard to overcome a deficit.